Hello and welcome to Mysteries Watch Reviews. Today we got another watch on loan from Mr. Felo down in Miami. Today we have the SN0004. Basically, this is a collab between San Martin and watchdives. So basically, it's the exact same thing as the SN0004, except for we have some slightly different colorways on the dial and bezel here. So, to be perfectly honest, I don't know if this is just more of a matte black or if it's supposed to be like a gunmetal gray or something. But to my eyeballs, like I would say it's like all matte, like just a matte dial, matte bezel insert, so it doesn't have all that glossiness, which it's kind of nice. I kind of like that dull look. It has that kind of distressed or what they call the tropical look. Because like a lot of watches that are, dive watches specifically that are worn in and around like the Caribbean, lots of islands, Hawaii, stuff like that, places where it's super warm and they're out in the daylight a lot, they have a tendency to get that faded kind of what they call distressed look. This thing has also got, looks like some double dome sapphire going on there, so it's got some right cool distortion. Makes it look right nice. But this thing is very similar to my SN0008, which is the San Martin Black Bay homage, or Black Bay 58 homage. That's got all the what they call the gilt. So it's all the glossy shit and the same gold like inlay and inserts and around the indices and stuff like that. Not positive, but I think this is a 39. And luckily for y'all, I had to go to court today for a fucking speeding ticket. That shit didn't go out too good. But check it out. Look, I actually got a suit on today. Yeah. We big pimping today. So that, I mean, it feels real good on the wrist. It's got the on the fly adjustable clasp, which y'all already know. I really like that, in my watches, but San Martin has really done something special with theirs. Just because it works so good, it's so simplistic, and it's easy to use. You just push the button, and it slides right on out. And then, especially with the Oyster, it's real easy. You can do this while it's on your wrist. Just push it straight on in and tighten it down. So, very nice. As you can see, Felo's actually still got the stickers on it. He only peeled off a good number of them, like the ones on the bracelet and all that good stuff. I did go ahead and size this to my wrist. Mine and Felo's wrist size are really close, so I might have just done him a favor. But either way, I'm going to throw his links back in the box. Stop doing the whole getting blurry. Bezel action feels excellent. Very tactile. Very smooth. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I like the way this feels in comparison to like the 39 millimeter version of this from Tudor has a 60 click bezel, which I don't like. The 41 mil has a smoother, more buttery feeling bezel than say this here. But the watch is a whole lot thicker. So, let's get you all some measurements here. So, the watch is measuring just under 39 millimeter, 38.7. It's got the female end links, so 45.5 is what we got from north to south, as the Bombardier says. Let's see how thick she is with that dome sapphire. 13.1, so it's not really that thick. That's actually really good for a dome sapphire. Let's see, the crown is measuring in at 6.1. The crowns that they've been using on these Black Bays are not too bad. They're a little on the narrow side, like they're just not very wide, but they give you a good enough grip on them to get it done. Unlike the other San Martin watch dives that I have from Felo. I'll pop that one out real quick. Hang on. Because again, this has got like that matte kind of finish on it, and this one's got more of a flat crystal. But you see how they went with the super fine crown on this one? I don't like that. It's hard to grip. It's slick. This one, grip it no problem. Like you just spin it right on out. Like I said, it'd be nice if it was a little bit wider, but it's a big enough diameter and it's got enough grippiness on it to get the job done real nice. This does have the NH35A in it. It does have the Ghost 8 position. You can feel it in there. Which, again, it is what it is. I will say, though, San Martin and their brushing techniques have really kind of won me over as far as like being able to wear these watches. I have several of theirs where the side is polished, like my SN0004 and the 017s. And then I have a whole bunch of them that have the brushed side here on the case and the polished on the bracelet. And honestly, I really like this better. It hides scratches better. The cases, you know, they shine and glisten, but like this top beveled edge here that's really high polished pops more. So like overall, especially if you wear the watches and you know you're doing really active stuff like I do, this satiny brushed finish is really more what you want. It hides the scratches better. It looks better over the long run. Like again, I do really like my super high polished shiny shit, but yeah, especially like me being me, I scratch things up really easy. I was telling Jody the other day that you know, say if I even look at the watch wrong, it'll get a scratch on it. Few things real quick. The watch giveaway, I got a hold of the grand prize winner, so the San Martin is going out, but I still have yet to hear from the other two guys. If I haven't heard anything, not by this Saturday, but the following Saturday and this Saturday, today is November 1st. So I think this Saturday is like the 3rd. If I ain't heard something before the 10th, on the 10th, we will redraw for the other two watches. With all that being said, I want to give a shout out to Carl over in the UK and over in Wales, because Carl's our only member. I shout out more of y'all, but you know, Felo and Jody both get shout outs because they send me watches. Stefan up in Canada, well, he's my buddy since before I even started the watch channel, so he gets a shout out. You know, I've shout out the rest of y'all. I won't do it like the lamos that just do like a little big ass page with everybody's name and little itty bitty fine print and whatnot. But yeah, no, that's just some crazy nonsense. I hate it when they do that dumb shit. You know, these people are going to chip in their money and you're going to squeeze everybody into one page. I get it that they probably got so many members that, you know, that's the way they got to do it. But yeah, one of these days, I guess if I ever have that problem, you know what I'm saying, I might have to do the same thing, but it is what it is. But back to the watches. I'm sorry. Like, subscribe, become a member. Yeah. Okay. So with all that being said, AliExpress is having a sale come up. It is their annual 11/11 sale. They usually have some really good deals. I'm going to do another video here in about a week to compare all the Submariner homages and all that stuff. And when we do it this time around, we're going to include the Tudor homages in that because really, what was the very first fucking Submariner homage? It was a goddamn Tudor. So, you know, we're going to throw them in there too because, I mean, yeah, they've got basically different hands, but it's essentially the same thing. What else was I going to tell y'all? one thing that I do want to say about ordering from AliExpress, like the company Suggest, I had a problem with my watch. They had me send it in. They fixed it. They're shipping it back to me. No problems. I had some issues with San Martin, even though I had spent over $3,000 with them in the last year. They wanted me to pay for the shipping on the watch back to them so they could fiddle with it and then send it back to me. And unfortunately, the shipping was going to be as much as it cost me to take it over to my buddy and just have him fix it. So that's the way I went about it. And of course, they never offered to reimburse me. Mr. Felo, on the other hand, he bought one of their brand new, super fancy, $400 or something fucking dollar watches, and it was bad right out the box. Now, San Martin said that they would pay for the shipping to and from, and all this other crazy stuff, or he could take it to a local watchmaker. Well, at any rate, he wound up taking it to the local watchmaker because the shipping was going to be like $65 or $70 to send it back. And again, this is only because I know this through Suggest. If you send something to China and you say it's worth that much, regardless of what you paid for it, it won't go through customs, just so you know. So you have to put on there like it's a $5 or $10 item, because that's what they had me put my Daytona chronograph value at was $5. So there's that whole little dilemma of they require you to lie and fib and this and that, and yeah, like who the fuck wants to get in trouble with any of that kind of bullshit, or the watch not get returned because they got pissed off or whatever. And again, I mean customs. I don't mean the company or whatnot. So anyway, Felo wound up taking it to the watchmaker, and it cost him over $100 to get it fixed. There was a number of issues that were going on. It wasn't just something as simple as what everybody was thinking of. Oh, the hands just weren't put on correctly, because essentially that's what the deal was, is that the hands didn't move. And then, of course, everybody's trying to be devil's advocate, like, oh, it must have happened during shipping and this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, it was probably messed up from the get-go. That's just me on my opinion on that. But at any rate, whenever you're buying anything from any of the companies on AliExpress, regardless of how good you've heard they are through all the reviewers and everything like that, when it comes down to a warranty issue, you may find yourself fucking standing there all alone by yourself and kind of with your dick in your hand, because, what are you going to do if they don't do nothing? What if they're not going to warranty it? What if they decide, I think you screwed up? Well, basically what that means is that you are going to wind up with that watch. Now, with all that being said, have I sent stuff back to AliExpress? Yes. Have I been able to get my money refunded? Yes. In just about all the cases, I have not had any problems. And again, that's with refunds. I'm talking about specifically warranties where you don't want your money back. You want the watch repaired or replaced. That's where the issues start kind of coming in and things like that. So Felo's going to let me know how it goes. He's going to send them the receipt for the $100 bill and see if they actually cough up the $100. But again, he's probably spent as much, or if not even more money with them in the last year than I have. So yeah. I really hope they get that all worked out and everything. But at any rate, y'all, this watch here, the quality and the finishing is excellent. Like the fit to the, bracelet to the case and everything like that is just excellent. Underneath here looks really good. The end links articulate right well. They don't pull straight flat out, but pretty close. And again, on the wrist, this thing feels great, but it feels like, all the rest of my BB58s, which is one of my favorite watches from San Martin. Because, again, I'm not the super huge Tudor fan. Like, I like Tudors, but I'd really kind of rather have the Rolex. But, again, this is why I mess with more homages than anything. after having several of the Tudors, I'm not so anti-snowflake hand. It's not really my favorite. I don't really like that big ass thing on the end of the hour hand. But I do like the way that it holds the loom and it glows in the dark and all that kind of good shit. So there's always something to be said for something that you don't like. You know, like I said, I don't like the way it looks down there because it kind of looks like a big old nut sack to me. Like I'm sorry, but like, does that not kind of look like a dick? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it now? Nuts down there at the bottom. Looks kind of like a fucking dick. Dick and balls. That's kind of why I don't like it. It's just not my thing. I'm not really into the dick and ball handset. But it is what it is. Let's get a loom shot. And there we go with the loom shot. I'm hiding under the coffee table again. But as you can see, that C3 Super Luminova is awfully bright. Like, I mean, they put enough on there that shit is glowing good. Sorry, it's bouncing around. I'm kneeling down here, not trying to actually touch the floor. Because again, like I said, I'm wearing my suit. But yeah, I mean, the loom pip and everything, that thing looks good. It's nice and bright. So overall, in summation, I really like to watch. I kind of figured I would just because, like I said, I basically got the exact same thing, except for mine's the glossy version. This is such a right, good-looking watch, and it feels good on the wrist. Has a nice weight to it and everything like that. And I want to say it's right around like 135, 140. Again, this is minus 3 links. Oh, that's ounces. All right. Yep, 134.5. And with 3 links, 145.5. So as far as the weight goes, it's right in that sweet spot range. It's all about what it needs to be. You know, this one I don't feel any craziness. I don't feel no sharpness. You know, all the edges feel right good. And you know, again, this is the one thing that I am saying that I would really like to see them start doing is to put that same kind of beveled edge that they got up here on the bottom of the case. I think that would just make the brushwork here on the side stand out even more. But where a lot of their cases have got a very squared off edge here on the bottom, that's where they sometimes get a little bit of the sharpness from. Like not sharp, like it'll cut you like going this way or nothing. Like you see, I'm rubbing the shit out of it. It ain't cutting me or nothing. But like you can just feel it a little bit. It's just a very crisp edge. And like I said, it would just feel better if it felt like this top right here, because this is just buttery smooth where that bevel is. Yeah, like I said, it should put that bevel on the bottom, or top and the bottom. So, anyway, I really like this. Y'all like, subscribe, become members, all that good jazz. Also, check out my new watch stand. I got this for free yesterday. I'll slide that up on there. Yeah. See, that looks right good. And see, something else I didn't think about the watch stand yesterday. If you're one of them people like Mr. Jody that absolutely hates scratches on their watches, this is the exact perfect stand for you. Because it's not touching nothing. Like, it didn't dawn on me when I was doing a review about this yesterday, but how do you normally get scratches all over your watch? Yes, some from wearing it, but it's usually from when you take it off and throw it onto the desk, or you throw it onto the coffee table, or you throw it onto the nightstand, or whatever. That's where the scratches are really happening. It's when you take it off and you lay it somewhere. So keep that in mind. If you guys are interested, you can go to mirageluxury.com, or excuse me, it's mirageluxurytravel.com, and check out all their products. Like I said, I think I might order me up a watch box or a winder from them. They do have the watch travel rolls, but like I said, I don't go nowhere, so that don't really help me none. All right. I'll check y'all later. Bye.